Hello there gorgeous gamers, and welcome back to Pure Play TV, and we have our review for Rustler, an old-timey GTA open world. But is this a low-effort fakery, or an honourable homage? Watch on and find out. Throwing poo at authority figures is something I can only dream of doing. I'm too pretty for prison though, so my poo-flinging fantasies are destined to live on as mid-afternoon daydreams. Or I can boot up Rustler and throw as much poo at as many people as I want. That is just one of the balmy offbeat activities that you can do in Rustler. You play as Guy, a low-life skinhead thug who wakes up battered and bruised. His life is in the gutter, but he decides to make some changes. He's going to enter the tournament and win the hand, and more, of the princess. To enter the tournament, Guy needs to get himself some money to pay for the entrance fee, so he and his lazy mate, Buddy, set out together to raise the funds. This epic quest takes the duo across the kingdom, flinging poo at anyone who gets in their way. You can also stab, shoot, punch and run over people with horses. It's not all about poo. Obviously, the comparisons between Rustler and GTA are obvious. In fact, it's part of the game's marketing spiel. They're trading on the fact that they're bringing back that old school GTA gameplay, but with knights and nobles instead of crackheads and cops. The bulk of the missions are standard GTA style jobs. Go to this place, do this thing. Go to another place, kill a person, as well as some more unique objectives fitting for the period. You can take on the medieval martial arts championship and beat your way to the top. You can earn some side coin by bullying people into attending church, and of course, you can also race horses. Rustler isn't getting any points for originality then. It takes the familiar and puts a medieval spin on it, though not everything translates so well. The wanted system, for example, is very poor. To escape the guards, you can either rip down posters to reduce your wanted level, or ride through a pimp a horse garage, which will change the horse's colours and send the guards away. It's far too simplistic, and much to my annoyance, there are only 2 such medieval pay and spray locations across the entire map. I got the attention of the guards while selling weed on a mission, and I had to go back and forth half a dozen times to lose the wanted level and finish the mission. Combat is another stumbling block in Rustler. It's just not very fun, whether it's using the automatic crossbow, the scythe, or any of the other weapons in the game. It just doesn't feel great. It's awkward, and the game could have done with a lock-on system to help you swing your sword in the right direction. It's serviceable, but it's not good enough, and whenever I was forced into combat, I would try to run around and pick the enemies off with the ranged weapons, rather than struggle through the melee brawling. A real highlight for Rustler though, is the dialogue, although sadly, it's all text. There's no voice acting here, which is a real shame. I laughed out loud plenty of times just reading the characters' lines, so I'm sure I would have busted a rib had they been voiced. Plus, it would have been easier to follow the dialogue. Trying to read the on-screen text and not plough into people with my horse was a tough time indeed. Unlike GTA, Rustler has no radio. Instead, you have to hire a bard if you want a soundtrack to your thuggery. The idea is good, and I love that you have to punch the bard to change the song, but in reality, it's a bit of a misstep. As there are no character voices, you don't hear any chit-chat on the streets, just sneezes and coughs, which I'm 100% sure are in the game as a jokey poke at our diseased world. Lovely. So if you don't have a bard with you, it's a bit boring on the earlugs. There were large stretches of the game where I only had the triggering coughs and sneezes to fill in the background, or if I was out in the wilds, the uber-realistic chirping of the birds. The game could have done with some ambient music, and kept the bard beating in as a fun extra. From poop flinging to cross-dressing, Rustler has the ingredients for a very funny game, but sadly, with some poor combat, a lifeless world, and a lack of variety, it's just not a very fun game to play. And that is the end of this review. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you found it useful in some way. If you did, go on down below, comment, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you don't miss any future videos. The info box has our social media channels, website links, and our supporters links, where you can support the team if you can. I've been Chris, you've been gorgeous, and I'll see you on the next one. Until then, bye bye.